Good morning. It's Jo from Emily Cat 176. So it's Monday, Easter Monday, and I am actually got to get comfortable. I'm actually got to get this filmed and loaded quite early because my football team is playing this afternoon, and I say go Cats. But anyway, uh, so I went and saw a film on the weekend. A very good film, Wicked Little Letters. Now, this is a English film, very good actors in it. The acting was superb, superb. All very well known. I'll just go through the cast. Jessie Buckley was Rose, Olivia Colman Edith, Timothy Spall Edward Swan, Gemma Jones was Mrs. Swan. I don't think we were ever told her maiden name. Anya Vasson was the female police officer, and that is how she is described in this film, a female police officer. Hugh Skinner was the constable. Paul Shahidi, I think that's how you pronounce his name. He was the chief police at this police station. They were the main characters. Oliver Coleman, I watch her in anything. She is such a good actor. And she and Jessie Buckley, so Edith and Rose, they played off each other so well. And Jessie Buckley, I think, is a good actor too. So the story is that this is set in the 1950s in a small English village, and Edith is receiving wicked letters full of, what would have been considered back then filthy language. They are nefarious. And isn't that a great word? I think that's a great word, which means flagrantly wicked. So it's Edith that's getting these letters, and no one knows who's sending them, but they think, because Rose, who's living next door, she's from Ireland, she has a child, and she is a bit of a free spirit, so it has to be her. It has to be her. She swears like a sailor, and she gets down the pub, and she does all this, so it has to be her. And this is the premise of the film. And it was good. And yes, the police were probably a little bit stereotyped, but in the 1950s, I don't doubt that female police officers were treated like that. And this is a theme of this film, because Timothy Spall, he was very good as the father. Very good performance. But he's a very domineering father. And Edith is, I don't know what her age is meant to be, but she's described as the spinster childless woman still living at home with her parents. So I think a theme in this film, one of the themes, is how women are described and treated back then. So that was good. But the other I think big theme in this film is, who's the type of person that would send this letter? And of course, we've got it today in social media, all the trolling that goes on with people who often hide behind fictitious names. They don't put their name to it, and it's really nasty what they can send people. I know, 2014 or 2015 here in Australia, we had a case, her name was Charlotte Dawson, the trolling she received, and I don't think I can actually say the word on YouTube, but look her up and see what happened with her. I mean, what sort of person does that? And even when I was looking at this film, And I'm not going to tell you the ending. I'm not going to tell you who did it because you might want to watch it. It's interesting. So I said this is set in the 1950s, and they're actual physical written letters that are coming and being posted. It starts off with Edith, and then it goes all around the village. Everyone's getting one. So it's interesting. It is interesting because, as I said, we have this still today. And it makes you wonder, who's sending these letters? Who does these comments? Is it coming from a place of jealousy, of spite, of fear as well, fear of the unknown? And through this film you can see that people they're challenged by Rose because she is this free spirit and she just lives her life, and she doesn't fit in that little square that we're all meant to fit in, and people can be scared of that, you know. So as I said, I think it's a very good film, well, with these actors, you know, I said all of them give good performances. They're the main actors. There were some very good character actors. They were the character actors in the film, and I can't remember their name. Eileen, oh dear, isn't this terrible? I can't think of her name. But well worth looking at, and as I said, even with the story set back then, relevant today. Because even today we've got bots that are still used by people to try and these letters are the same, to try and destroy someone. You know, it's just very interesting. And at the end of the film, I was actually, because the cinema became quite busy by the time the film started. It was busy when I left as well. I was talking to the people around me, and we were talking about this, the themes that are in it. And yes, it's a little, you know, you could say it's a little English film set in the 50s, but when you've got good actors, it's a good script. It works. And as I said, the themes that are in it, and this is the other thing, a good film makes you think about it afterwards, in my opinion. And this, I was thinking about the themes in this film. Okay, yes, as I said, the police maybe are a little bit stereotyped, but look at Prime Suspect. Now that came out in the 1970s. You look at that series, and she was, what was her name? Jane someone. See what she had to put up with in the police, and that was in the 1970s when that came out, and it was groundbreaking, that series. It really was. So yeah, I reckon I would give this maybe 4 out of 5 stars. Very good. And as I said, it shows what can be done when there's a good script and really good actors are playing the parts. There wasn't a bad performance in this film. And I would, as I said, people might think, oh, it's about letters, you know, wicked letters. I mean, who writes a letter these days? No one I know. I don't think many people do anyway. The post office here keeps cutting back deliveries because people just don't write letters anymore. But it's just a different form these days. And that's what I'm saying, in this film, the themes that are in it are relevant even today. And it makes you think. How do you ever think about it? Look at all the YouTube ones that get really vile. I was looking at one the other day, and she was saying she's had death threats. I mean, you know, I don't know, it can get very nasty, and it makes you wonder, Who would write these letters? Who does the posts, these comments these days? So, yeah, 4 out of 5 stars and well worth looking at. So I am going to sign off now. I will go and do what I have to do so I can watch my football team. Have a lovely day, and I will be back on Wednesday with Melbourne Arts. Okay, bye.